Hello, everybody. My name is Kalei Tolentino-Perry, and today I'll be demonstrating on how to air layer lychee. I hope you all enjoy. So why do we choose to air layer as a propagation method? This method is done in which a branch is potted or wrapped in a moist growing medium to promote the growth of roots. With air layering, plants can reach a maturity stage at a faster rate. Unlike growing plants from seeds, it takes much longer to reach a stage of maturity. This method can be used if you desire the same exact copy of a certain plant, and there is a minimum disturbance and no harmful effect to the mother plant. However, air layering can only be practiced on certain plants. How does it work? So this is a basic scientific part of how this method takes place. So the technique requires the removal or injuring of the phloem layer and interrupts the flow of sugars and photosynthase to the roots. By doing so, this pileup stimulates adventitious buds in the area of the wound to start growing. The use of a growing medium and root hormone encourages the buds to develop roots rather than leaves. Here are some common types of plants that can be air layered, especially widely and known here in Hawaii. So there's lychee, rambutan, longan, starfruit, citrus, mountain apple, and many others. I personally have only worked with lychee, rambutan, and longan. However, I would like to possibly uh, perform this method on many other plants within the near future as research. Here are some basic materials that you'll need. You'll need a growing medium, preferably moss, knife or a girdle tool, plastic wrap or foil, root hormone, whether it is liquid or powder form, rubbing alcohol for prevention of contamination, or any other solution that you may personally use that prevents contamination. So step one would be the selection. So the selection of a branch can vary on the person. However, you don't want to air layer a large size branch. Preferred size can vary 3/4 to 2 inches in caliper, which is most times immature but still in growth branch. You can also remove leaves or side branches as desired. However, I like to do this after the air layer is complete. Step two is the girdling process. Girdling is the complete removal of the bark and cambium from around the entire circumference of the branch. Girdling length is about 1.5 to 2 inches apart. So by forming two rings equally apart, this allows for easier removal of the bark. As you can see in the bottom right figure there, I performed two ring-like cuts and then one cut connecting the two rings. By doing so, this allows for the easier removal of the bark as shown in the top left figure. Kind of just comes off in 3 pieces or so. Step three is the removal of the cambium. This is probably one of the most crucial steps in the air layering process. It is important to remove the cambium because plants are stimulated to repair the damage. With the moisture from the moss and the help of the root hormone, it should root. The cambium is actually the main growth tissue in the stems and roots of many plants and found between the xylem and phloem. So for such reasons, with the moisture from the moss and the help of the root hormone, it should replace the damage that is done. So without the removal of the cambium, root growth will most likely not occur and the bark will re-emerge. Step four is the application of moss and root hormone. Root hormone can be applied directly on the girdled area. For this specific project, I decided to use Root and Grow, which I picked up from my local hardware store, and it's quite successful with any other cuttings or propagation methods that requires root hormone. Moss should be moistened in water before application. When that is complete, you can wrap the whole girdled area with the moss and then wrap in clear wrap and then later with foil. This just helps with the protection from the environment and conditions. Step five is probably the best part, which is waiting for the results and transplant. So rooting can be seen as early as about 2 to 3 months. However, you can check for root growth earlier as you desire. When harvesting the air, you want to cut below the root growth area, not in the middle, not above, but below. Prior to all of this taking place, you want plastic planting bags or pots prepared with sunshine potting mix or desired soil mixture. It's honestly up to you. When that is done, you want to unwrap your foil and then transplant right into the bags. And then you can later plant them in the ground. And with that being said, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy. Mahalo nui. And here are my sources. Aloha.